Hello, friends of Lance. It's almost game day Tuesday, 11 p.m. here in Philadelphia, almost midnight in Brazil. Coach Carlo Ancelotti just gave a press conference a little while ago. Yeah, it was delayed by about 2 hours, an hour and 50 minutes from the scheduled time due to logistics reasons. The Brazilian national team had a flight scheduled for 2 p.m. from New Jersey to Florida. They ended up leaving only at 5 p.m., just before 5 p.m., because of bad weather. Do you think this could affect the players' rest?
Look, I think so, right? The players arrived just in time for dinner. It was really quick there. I was there when the Brazilian team arrived. It was really cool. The arrival was very memorable. A lot of people complained that the team wasn't close to the fans, but we saw the opposite. So as soon as the players got off, Neymar and Vini Jr. led the way. The two of them went straight to the fans, signing autographs, taking photos, and they were so patient like that. Neymar was about to leave, but someone called him over since he hadn't been there yet, so he went and took more pictures. He handed out a little bracelet that Canarinho has been giving out during the team's arrivals, a bracelet with the logo with several years on it, with some words, right? Confidence, I saw one said confidence, another from 1994. They all have a message from the national team on them. So he handed out these bracelets. Yeah, Vinny Jr., Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes, Allison. Yeah, they all went there to take a picture. Yeah, receiving affection from the fans giving confidence to the players. So it was really cool to watch the players arrive, to see Neymar there doing well too. Vinny Jr. also doing great, talking to everyone. And one thing that caught my attention is that as soon as they came in, I talked to someone from the delegation and he said the following: we're already having dinner. So they went straight to dinner when they arrived and then probably straight to rest maybe later. A walk. Coach Carlos Ancelotti, for example, went straight to the press conference. Mateus Cunha didn't go precisely so he could stick to the whole routine of dinner, rest, and a late meal. Because, well, it's not that it would cause harm, but what I imagine happened is that they must have spent a long time waiting at the airport. I don't know if they were inside the aircraft or not because it was raining, right? It was bad weather conditions. Yeah, the aircraft couldn't take off and come here to Miami. So that caught my attention a bit. I wonder if they stayed inside the aircraft. I wonder if they stayed in an area of the airport waiting to board and take off. That's important to check as well. You went over there to the press conference. I think we have some important information, but I think you came back with more doubts than certainties. Because after Ancelotti's statement that Neymar can play 90 minutes, I don't doubt it. But Ancelotti's mindset, I would say, is like my daughter's when she was 6 months old, right?
Yeah, but actually, Ancelotti didn't say that Neymar can play 90 minutes. He was asked how long Neymar could play, and he answered, I can play 90 minutes walking. Yeah, he kind of implied there that Neymar will play as long as he can actually play. I don't think he'll be a starter, but Ancelotti implied that he's going to use Ryan in Rafinha's place. It was a question from PVC Paulo Vinicius because he asked, well, is Ryan a guy who can play more out wide on the right? He said, yes, Ryan is a guy who can provide that width on the right, which is exactly what Rafinha had been doing. Ancelotti, despite the 3 hour wait and all, was in a good mood, showing his usual good humor. He even joked at the end. They asked him, so Ancelotti, you kept saying it was an honor to coach the national team at the World Cup, and now that you're actually in charge, how does it feel? He said, I'm very happy. He said, it's a very vivid experience. He said, everything has been working so far. He said, we had a small problem today, which was the issue with the flight delay. He said, in fact, the coach has to give a press conference at 9 o'clock at night, right? Ancelotti's press conference was scheduled for 7:15 p.m., but it happened at 9 p.m. He missed dinner with the other teammates. Well, speaking effectively. Speaking about the game itself, Brazil plays this Wednesday needing to win to maybe secure first place, but just winning doesn't guarantee it. It's important to point that out, right? It depends on Morocco's goal difference against Haiti. Brazil has two more goals in goal difference. We don't believe that Morocco is a team capable of getting a very big score against Haiti, but we have to consider that Brazil first needs to beat Scotland.
It's important to talk about the tiebreaker criteria, which really caught my attention back when I was a child. There was even a draw in the 1990 World Cup, but this year, the last tiebreaker criterion is the FIFA ranking. If everything ends up tied, Brazil will be in first place, and that really helps the Brazilian team.
Yeah, Brazil has a 2 goal advantage in goal difference, but they're at a disadvantage with 2 more yellow cards Morocco suffered, which is also an important criterion.
They have three,
Three?
which is actually a point worth discussing here, which is about whether he gave any hint. If he's going to rest them, actually, that's not the right word, protect them. Casemiro and Douglas Santos, who are already at risk with a yellow card, or if he didn't give any hint.
He was asked about this and implied that he won't preserve them. You see, also because Brazil is not mathematically qualified yet, they still need to win. He was asked about this, and as always, Ancelotti dodged the question, but he implied that he won't rest players because of the yellow cards.
But I think he really believes in his own statement that everyone is a starter. I think Alex Alexandro and Fabinho, in his mind, are players who, if they go into the knockout stage, will get the job done, will fill in for the starters, right? Who today are Casemiro and not.
He wouldn't need to rest them, right? He believes if a player is out, he can replace him exactly.
Just a reminder, Marcio and I are sporting a new look, right? We got our hair cut here in Fort Lauderdale. Very nice people.
Well, that's it.
The guys who cut our hair were really nice. Two Venezuelans, right? Mine was Joel. I don't know if you remember yours. Marco. They're supporting the Brazilian national team and kept asking us many questions about it. And Brazil plays here in Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium, 6 p.m. local time here in the United States, 7 p.m. Brazil time. And tomorrow will come with a lot of news about this pregame. We'll be at the stadium early in the morning. We'll tell you everything. Yeah, follow Lance on social media at Lance, www.lance.com.br. Just follow us there and we'll be around.
You know, the World Cup is here at Lance.